Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Today, guys, we're actually taking a look and comparing my old and new Scarif MOCs. Now, if you guys didn't know, although I'm pretty sure most of you watching this video already knew, I did create two Scarif MOCs. One was the first MOC I ever created, which is just regular Scarif, and then the Scarif 2.0 MOC, which is my second rendition of it, was pretty drastically different. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the main key differences, about how I kind of improved the MOC itself, and let's jump right on in. First off, guys, I want to tell you how I'm going to be exactly differentiating of these two MOCs. Now, that when I say Scarif, just Scarif plainly, that's going to be in relation to my first MOC, and when I say Scarif 2.0, that's going to be my second MOC, just so that's clear and so you guys know which exactly I'm talking about. First things first, guys, let's talk about the size and the scale of the MOC. Both of these MOCs are not exactly to scale, and both of them are not exactly related to the movie. I tried my best in Scarif 2.0 to make a little bit more realistic and more accurate to the movie. However, I am a firm believer that when you create MOCs or custom creations, I believe the creator should add a little bit of their own taste into the MOC, and that's why it wasn't exactly 100% accurate to the movie Rogue One. That being said, guys, the size of the original Scarif MOC, again, I'm going to refer to it as Scarif, was a 3x4 table, 3 feet by 4 feet, so the dimensions weren't exactly square, and I pretty much when I used the base plates, I had to kind of cut it up and make sure that it fit exactly to the table. Now, Scarif 2.0 was on a 4x4 table. I was able to fit 3 large gray base plates by 3 base plates in diameter, so it's going to be 9 total big gray base plates. So the Scarif 2.0 MOC was definitely much bigger than the Scarif MOC. Next, let's talk about build time. Now, if you guys didn't know, my original Scarif MOC, I didn't do a building Scarif series because I didn't even start my YouTube channel while I was in the midst of building Scarif, and I think as a total time, it took me about a month and a half to build that MOC. And that was with me kind of going kind of hard, maybe 2-3 times a week in the building segments. Now, for Scarif 2.0, I did every weekly segment. Every week I uploaded one video about me kind of making a change to the MOC, and I believe that took about 13 or 14 weeks, including the final product, like the final cinematic reveal. So it took a little bit longer. I think it's a little bit over 3 months, so it definitely took me double the time to create Scarif 2.0 that it took me to create the original Scarif MOC. Next, guys, I want to talk about the water detail. In the first Scarif MOC, I did a pretty sloppy technique, although it did look really good in my opinion. Pretty much what I did was I dumped a whole bunch of 1x1 studs on the base plate itself. Basically, when I originally did this method, I wanted to simulate the water and the crashing waves and like the unevenness and the rough water, but really what I realized was after I made the MOC, Scarif's water was pretty calm. There was no really big waves, and I tried to emulate that as much as I could in the second Scarif MOC. And in Scarif 2.0, what I did was I stacked 1x1s in stacks of 2, and then I put them on each individual stud on the base plate. Now, this process took much longer. I probably spent about 20 hours combined just putting these studs on. It took forever, but I think it turned out really, really nice, and I do like it more. And then for the waves, guys, what I did was I stacked every now and then I stacked a little more 1x1s on top of each other just to add some more levels, and then I put some 1x2 trans clear teal blue plates on top, and it really simulates that water and like the waves crashing up and stuff like that. So I think the Scarif 2.0 MOC, I think I definitely did a better job with the water, but yeah. Next thing, guys, let's just talk about the sheer scale of what I did. Now, in the first Scarif MOC, I included a bunker, and I included the U-wing landing. I did not include a U-wing crashed or an AT-ACT. One of the things about Scarif 2.0 that I really fell in love with was the fact that I was able to add 2 of the things that I really wanted to do initially when I created Scarif, but I really didn't have the time nor the resources, and that was the crashed U-wing #1 and the AT-ACT #2. Now, if you guys didn't know, I made a whole complete separate video about the completely custom AT-AT and how I transformed it into an AT-ACT if you want to check that out. But really, my favorite part about this has got to be that walker. It adds such a new dimension to the MOC. It makes everything look smaller, which I really wanted to make. And if you compare the minifigures and the trees to the AT-ACT, it looks really nice. And I'm hopefully going to put some pictures on your screen right now. I am pre-recording this. I'm going to edit it later. But it really has to be that and the U-wing, the crashed U-wing, which I did. Now, for the crashed U-wing, what I did was I pretty much took the entire U-wing set apart and made some modifications to it, and I put it in a hole in the base plates, and then I pretty much put 1x2 dark plates around it. Now, I think if I had the pieces, I don't have a lot of pieces in storage, so if I had those little arch pieces, like the slope pieces, I think I would have been able to make it look a little bit more neat, a little bit more professional. But for what I had and for the amount of money that I spent on this MOC, I think that looks really good. And then obviously I added like the fire pieces and some awesome little cool minifigure Easter eggs around it to make it look really nice. Next, guys, let's talk about minifigures. Now, I think in Scarif 2.0, I think it's safe to say there were a lot more minifigures. I do recall opening 3 more of the Imperial Trooper battle packs for this MOC, as well as opening 2 more Rebel Trooper battle packs. So that should definitely tell you how many more minifigures I added. this, what it comes down to is Scarif 2.0 is bigger than Scarif, so I needed to add more minifigures. I really like the idea of really putting a lot of minifigures onto a MOC. I feel like without a lot of minifigures or without decent placement of the figures themselves, it really kind of takes away from the MOC itself, and I think I really did a good job in doing all the minifigures, and something I really took pride in was placing the minifigures and minifigure placement. Now, that, among everything, is one of the most important things in making a MOC. You want to make everything look realistic, and like what I did here, I'm going to hopefully put some pictures up on your screen. I made some minifigures look like they were getting shot, some minifigures look like they were firing, some minifigures look like they were just running, and I feel like that really encapsulates the chaos that was on Scarif, and I really wanted to try and capture that for you guys on this MOC. And obviously we have the two forces, the Rebels and the Empire, converging on this crashed U-Wing. Rebels obviously trying to save the U-Wing survivors, and the Empire just kind of with the one goal of wiping out all the rebels on the island. I think I really did a good job about that, especially with the Death Troopers coming in the back, and then we have Director Krennic, which isn't exactly true to the movie, but he is walking across the river, which is just something I wanted to add to make it look really kind of badass, if you will. And then we obviously have that huge AT-ACT firing on all the rebels, which is super, super awesome. Now, guys, next let's talk about the trees. The trees are actually pretty much the exact same ones that I used in the original Scarif MOC. However, I did change the leaf pattern. If you recall, on the old Scarif MOC, I pretty much did, I don't really know how to describe it to you guys, pretty much the bottom layer of the trees, not the top layer of leaves, but the bottom layer of leaves. I used those exact leaves for the entire tree, and pretty much what I did with the second Scarif MOC was I changed it around a little bit. I got those really new, awesome palm tree leaves, and I think those look really, really nice. I think it looks more realistic in my opinion, and it looks more professional, and so I really was happy that I was able to invest in those. Likewise, guys, the vegetation with the MOC is pretty much the same. I did do it a little more neat, if you will. Pretty much made like a little bit of an outline of a circle perimeter, and then I kind of just threw a whole bunch of leaves and vegetation and grass and everything into the pits to make it look really dense. Obviously, Scarif has a really dense vegetation and stuff like that, and I really hope that I captured that pretty well in this MOC. And last but not least, guys, probably the main difference is got to be the cost of the MOC. I'm just gonna kind of think about it right here on the spot. The old Scarif MOC, I'm gonna say cost maybe $500 total. I think I did have a lot of the minifigures already in stock, so I definitely saved a little bit of money on that. Pretty much my pieces, all my money was exerted on buying the actual pieces because I didn't really have any pieces in my storage. Now, Scarif 2.0, likewise, I did have a lot of pieces already in storage for my old Scarif MOC, but what really kind of drained my money was ordering the leaves, which are actually pretty expensive. I think I spent about $100 on those leaves. I did order a few more battle packs, like I said before, so I think 6 battle packs was around $75, so already we were at almost $200 in total. And then we did order the AT-ACT, which was $250. So yeah, so again, we're looking at a little bit more of a price increase, maybe about an extra $400 spent, but really where the money kind of went was buying the water. All the water they used on the original Scarif MOC did not complete the water on the new Scarif 2.0 MOC. I think, and I really shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I think I spent about $400 alone on the water. It looks like not a lot of pieces, guys, but I'm telling you, there's over at least 8,000 of those 1x1 studs on this MOC. It's absurd. I spent so much money on this. Honestly, if I knew how much money I would be spending on the water alone, I might have just completely scratched the idea of doing Scarif, because I wasn't even aware. But since I was so invested in the MOC and I was already halfway there, I figured why not. And fortunately, I did work, so I do have the funds to fund it, and so I think that looked really well. So guys, that's been a little bit of a comparison between the two MOCs. Down below, guys, I want you to let me know what you guys think is your favorite. I gotta side with Scarif 2.0, mostly because it looks more professional, it looks more elite, if you will. The Scarif MOC, the original Scarif MOC was new. It was a new thing to me. Building MOCs was new. And yeah, hopefully I can add some more pieces to my inventory and start building weekly mini MOCs. I really want to do that, but I don't have pieces just because I pretty much exerted all my pieces in the Scarif MOC. But guys, once again, Scarif 2.0 I think wins this battle for a few different reasons, as I said in this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Guys, definitely stay tuned for the Advent Calendar series, which is coming up. I do have some more hauls coming out for you guys. And definitely go follow my Twitch, which I'll leave down below in the description, as well as on your screen right now. I will be start to stream some awesome Lego sets that I'm going to be building during the winter break. So that's going to be cool. Definitely a lot of stuff to look forward to, guys. I got a lot of stuff planned for this channel. I just got to make up my mind about a few things, but that's all we got for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next video. Peace.